What's going on? Starting off the month solid with a dub. Pretty textbook trend line and retest setup. We had a trend line here created from pre-market. This is pre-market high. We faked out above the high, trapped some buyers, and retested that trend line that we broke where I went long. There was some orders here on the order flow that I'll show you later that I should have went long at because I was in drawdown on this trade, but it worked well, and we went all the way to supply where I exited for a 3.5 R. Let's get into the live trade. At this point, we have broken the trend line upwards. We have reclaimed the pre-market high, faked out buyers, and we are now retesting that trend line and retesting those buyers that I will show you on order flow after this trade. So there was a large bid that came in. We popped up, and that's where I entered long for a continuation higher. It's a pretty textbook break and retest trade. Super basic trade. Here I am putting my stop loss at my normal $150 loss, which was above the move that initiated to break that trend line. If we failed, it would be a false trend line break, and buyers would be trapped, which would bring us much lower, which is why my stop loss was placed where it is. Clearly, I did not get the best entry. I'm like few points from getting stopped out, and it's just not looking good here. I entered prematurely and didn't use the order flow like I normally would. So stay tuned for the end of this trade, and I'll show you what went wrong on the order flow and how I kind of messed up my entry. So I'm speeding it up for you guys. I nearly got stopped out, but this day was long. The volume was so slow. This is 5x speed. It was just moving. It was like watching paint dry. So this trade was like 28 minutes long. So it was really boring. And yeah, I'm speeding it up for you guys. Here we started to push up, and I'm up 1-to-1. And we are attempting to break that pre-market high once again. Here we're holding that pre-market high break, and it's looking really solid as buyers are stepping in, really actually breaking out from the pre-market high. Guess we faked it out one more time. Buyers finally defended that price, and I moved my TP to a really major 1 hour supply to take off my entire position, no partials. Getting a big push there. I'm up 2-to-1 R on the trade, so I moved my stop loss to break even. So this trade is now risk free. I cannot lose money on this trade. I can only win. All right, so it looked like it was going to be just a straight shot to my TP, but here volume really died out. Buyers and sellers were just totally fighting, and nobody was really taking initiative. We were just chopping between a really small range. Sold off pretty heavy there, and I was a little bit worried that I was going to get hit with my break even. But it was a normal, healthy pullback, and a pullback like this should never scare you out of your position. You should just follow your plan. As you can see, buyers ended up defending that pullback, and it was now looking good again, and just like a normal, healthy pullback like it should. Alright, pretty good push here to break that little bit of a local high, and I wanted to see a fast move into my TP, which unfortunately didn't happen. After a bunch of chop and just a 3-point range, we dumped below, reclaimed the range, and at this point it was looking super bullish, and I was happy again. We were coming up towards my TP in that major 1 hour supply that I will be showing you after this trade. So this trade was still moving really slow. I just wanted to get out at this point, but I was following my plan, and I kept my TP where it was for a little over 3.5 R. I think it was a 3.65 R. So beautiful trade, and we took the profit there for a great way to start the month off. Like always, here is the order flow bookmap confirmation, the magic tool. Here is where we broke that trend line. We saw some big bids step in to confirm that break as we moved up. So this was an area of interest at this point for me, right here. We traded above. This is around the pre-market high. We faked above it, trapped some buyers, and sold off into the trend line that we were retesting that we broke. and I saw a large bid step in here, which made me enter my position. I usually like to see trapped orders though, so I ended up being in drawdown, like you guys saw, a significant amount, almost getting stopped out. Here is where I should have entered with this trap seller right here. That would have been a much better entry, and it also coincides with the start of the trendline break, where I kind of entered a little prematurely. Despite that, it was a great trade, and I followed my plan. I can just work on being more patient with my entry and really waiting for trapped orders. Coming back, we seem to just be trending up really slowly, chopping up, even though we're inside a major 1 hour supply. We're on like an 8 day green streak for the S&P. This would be a good area to look for shorts and kind of be wary of long positions. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys started the month off well, and thank you for staying to the end. Subscribe and stay tuned if you want to see some more live trades. Peace.